We welcome you live to the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Xfinity Series Season number 4 race from the Watkins Glen International, and we are underway at the Glen. This is the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Xfinity Series, and we are live in Watkins Glen, New York. It is the 11th race of Season number 4 for the Xfinity Series. Just 4 races remain before the playoffs. Of course, we had a week off where the Cup Series went to Nashville a week ago. Xfinity was not there. Last Xfinity race was 2 weeks ago in Iowa. Alright, but of course, it's race 11 of the Xfinity Series season. Tonight at Watkins Glen, then we got Kansas and Daytona, the final 3 regular season races remaining here tonight in this season for the Xfinity Series. So cars going to be on track for the half-hour warm-up session pretty shortly. Then, of course, we're going to have a 10-minute open qualifying session, of course, at all road courses. We have that. All cars on the racetrack at the same exact time. And then we got 35 laps for you tonight around the Watkins Glen International for the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Xfinity Series tonight. We're live at the Glen, and we'll be going over a lot of storylines tonight, some other stuff to watch out for, and a whole lot more tonight for the Xfinity Series at Watkins Glen International. Of course, the second, actually, I believe this is actually the first Xfinity road course of the season, which is honestly, of course, shocking. Waited a long time before the first road course of the year for the Xfinity Series, so none of these Xfinity drivers have been on a road course in an actual race so far this season. The last time they were actually on any sort of road course in the Xfinity Series was pre-season Thunder back in Portland. So first Xfinity road course race of the season. They didn't do Sonoma this year, so took all the way till race 11 for the first road course of the year. Lots of new Xfinity drivers for this season, of course, so maybe some of them haven't really experienced the road courses just yet in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Xfinity Series, but they will tonight. All right, here we go in Watkins Glen International for the FedEx Xfinity Series. Of course, this is, like I said, race number 11 of the season. It's here at the Glen. We're about to go live. All right. Welcome live to the Watkins Glen International here tonight for the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Xfinity Series. So, of course, cars on the racetrack at the Glen. Sorry about that. Top ticker just went up for some reason. I'm going to fix that for you guys real quick. Anyways, like I was saying, this is Watkins Glen in Watkins Glen, New York, the first Xfinity road course event of the season. And here we go. Cars are on the race. Here is Bryce Benson in the 9. You got Zane Ron, he's crashed. Here's the 4 of Christian Hartkott's got a career best finish at Iowa last week, 2 weeks ago. A top 10 finish put him now top 15 in the point standings. He's minus 27 to the cut line. Let's actually take a look at your playoff cut line entering tonight at Watkins Glen International. Sorry about that. There is your playoffs. Of course, Richard Cherry, he's actually only 1 point away from locking himself in. Cole Wilson plus 57. We know how good he is at Watkins Glen. 3 races to go until the playoffs. He's battling for that regular season championship with Richard Cherry. Then you got Justin Ross. He just won last week at Iowa. His second win of the season. Ortega plus 23 only. Kind of getting still close there, but he's in a decent position. Matt Beard only plus 10 and 5th. Joseph Lewis, Brandon Pfeiffer 6th, 7th. They're only plus 7. Back to Carlos Ortiz, just plus 1. Michael Gregory was minus 1 now. Erdman was in the playoffs, CJ Erdman, until he got a penalty. That really got rid of the suspension that he was going to have for this race. And he got, of course, him minus 10, Kerry Freeds minus 18, Moon minus 19, Rajan Koch, and Christian Hartkott's. Both of those drivers got themselves inside the top 15 in points for the first time this season after Iowa. And they currently sit 13th and 14th, both minus 27 to the good. And here's that for Hartkott's once again, riding along with him. Of course, it is a road course. Here's the 96 of Greg Holes down this backstretch heading to the bus stop. Behind him, there is Ashton Miller in the 79, and here's the 9 of Bryce Benson. Bryce, of course, still looking for that first career Xfinity Series victory. Actually, I'm still looking for that first career Cup Series victory. I meant to say Cup Series, but course, has an Xfinity win, but we know how good he is at these road courses.
Come on, Ethan. I'm only here half the time, and I know this stuff.
Yeah, I know. Ethan Trindler moment right there. Here's the 22, Cole Wilson, your winner at Watkins Glen last season. Of course, second in points. Like I said, so good at the Glen. He's going to be one of your favorites for tonight. But in the iCar race last night, really didn't have the speed. Ran 8th for a good portion of that night. So going to be interested to see what happens to Cole Wilson tonight, what kind of speed he's going to have in this 22. There's Alexander. Okay, there's the wrong button again. There's Alexander Ortega in the 32 for Chandler Wilson Racing. Still searching for that first career Xfinity Series victory. Like I said, he only sits 23 to the good on the playoff cup line, so kind of getting a little bit close there at this point. But he does have 2 career cup wins after winning the Cup Series last week at Nashville. He'll be in the Cup race tomorrow night. Actually, going to be a shocker here. Cole Wilson not going to be in the Cup race. Alexander Ortega will be for the part-time Chandler Wilson Racing driver. Ortega raced in the iCar Series last night. Ran pretty well, ran inside the top 5 for the most of them today. So far, Matthew Whitecard, top of the board. Here's TJ Moon through the inner loop. On the gas, gets a little bit wide. Now going to head down this back straightaway. Here's Maddox Beard, like I said, plus 10 to the good on the playoffs. Ahead of him, Brandon Piper, plus 7. Playoffs are obviously so close, so there's going to be 32 points up for grabs, as always, in the Xfinity Series. For the stage, the win, and then, of course, 0x and the pole position. Here's Zane Rahman. Of course, he's had a difficult season since outside the top 20 in points right now. Kind of realistically not in a shot to make the playoffs. Also, another thing to mention tonight is we're going to be going radio style for, like usual, at Watkins Glen International. Let's take a look at what the radio style is going to look like for tonight. So, of course, I'm going to be down the front straightaway. I'm going to be in the final corner down the front straightaway into turn number 1. Up through the inner loop is going to be Cole Clausen, and down the back straightaway heading to the bus stop. And then in the bus stop and then heading all the way back down to my section of the racetrack is going to be Landon Johnson. So, going to be 3 of us here up in the booth, radio style, 3 different sections of the racetrack, 3 different commentators. Going to be fun. We always do this at Watkins Glen. We're going to have the same kind of thing in the Cup Series tomorrow. So it should be fun as Zane Rahman heads through the bus stop. Here's Braden Hunsicker. Heads through here in the 00. Really haven't seen him race this 00 car before. There's the 01. That is, I believe, Jamie McKinney heading down the front straightaway. Of course, he has a win this season in the Xfinity Series. Happened at Chicagoland in thrilling fashion, if you remember back to that. Just about 20 minutes to go in this warm-up session. So Landon, of course, this is Watkins Glen for the Xfinity Series. Like I said, we're doing radio style, of course, like you know. Cole Clausen not, unfortunately, in the booth just yet. He's going to be a little bit late. He's being fat. He's eating at the local Golden Corrals. But we're going to actually be trying radio style. So, Landon, if you're ready, you can take it away heading to the bus stop.
My next lap, my iRacing stop.
All right, that's fine. I'll start down the front straightaway, of course. So, going to be giving you a bit of a taste of what we're going to be seeing for radio style tonight at Watkins Glen. Give us one quick second to be live here in just a minute. All right. Apologize for this, of course, but we're going to be live in just a quick moment from the Watkins Glen International.
All right, I'll do your job.
All right, well, I'm going to do here. Heading down into turn number 1, you got Jamie McKinney all over the back up of the 32 Ortega. They'll head up through the inner loop. Single file action is now the 01 McKinney going to run off the track. You got Rojan Koch here in the 27. What a good run he had at Iowa last week. Braden Hunsicker closing the door as they head up out of the inner loop. Down this back stretch they go. Hunsicker going to be gaining on Rojan Koch. About 17 minutes to go into this warm-up session as they head into the bus stop this time.
Head into the bus stop. Looks like you're going to gain on him entering. It's going to close on him. Going into the carousel. Goes a little bit wide. Oh! 27 goes wide. That is... God, I am blinking out. Hunsicker makes the pass. God, I am going blank. Who did he just pass?
It was Roshan Cook.
That's his name. God, I'm great at this.
We'll get there. It's just, of course, practice. As here's Jacob Clarino coming onto the racetrack right now. He's had a kind of a weird season. He's done some Cup starts, so he'll be making a Cup Series start tomorrow night here from Watkins, Glen. But currently, right now, he sits 18th in points. About maybe, what, 35 points below the playoff cut. So that's over a full race away. So with 3 races remaining in the regular season, going to take a lot for Jacob Clarino to make it. But, of course, we got 3 different racetracks coming up for the rest of this regular season. You got tonight at Watkins Glen. Then, of course, we head to Kansas Speedway, a mile and a half. And then we had to finish it up with Daytona, of course, the regular season finale. One quick second trade pass. Being nice. As here comes Matthew White heading down the front straightaway in that 3 car. Usually a look we see from Cameron Chandler when he makes his part-time Xfinity Series starts, but Matthew White on the track in this 3 Monster Energy machine as he will head down to turn number 1. Back on the gas, through the exit he goes. There's Greg Holes in the 96. He also had a great run at Iowa. So many drivers that needed really good runs at Iowa got them. Greg Holes going to go into the grass and hit the wall here through the inner loop. And oh, he's going to hit the wall hard once again. He stops in the middle of the track. Here's Roshan Cook. There is Jacob Clarino running down this back straightaway. Top 5 so far. Matthew White, really good time, about 3 seconds out. Benson second, Ortega third, Cheery, McKinney, Miller, Suarez, Hunsicker, Moon, Perk wants to round out your top 10. Here in practice. Cole Wilson down at 11th. Gotta be shocked from that. Of course, he won here last season. He is so good at Watkins Glen. But I was a little bit worried when of course, he didn't practice and qualify or even race that well at the iCar race last night. As here comes Joseph Lewis down the front straightaway. He's had a really good season. Currently just +7 to the go to the playoffs. Looks to keep the momentum rolling to try to make the playoffs for the first time in his Xfinity career. Heads to turn number 1. Richard Cherry goes up to 2nd place. Here's Ashton Miller, currently 5th, as he heads down this backstretch to the bus stop. It's Maddox Beard almost to the grass. There's Richard Cherry, new K1 speed colors for your points leader this week. He ran pretty well in the iCar race last season. We know he's really good at Watkins Glen. He's kind of got a runner finish in the Cup Series race last year when they had that incredible battle between Matthew White, Aiden Donahue, and Richard Cherry, of course, in the closing stages. Of course, we're going to get that same kind of thing possibly tomorrow. Aiden Donahue going to be making a Cup Series start. Matthew White, of course, full-time as well, and Richard Cherry could possibly be in that race. Here comes Max DiFilippi on the track. Kind of having a weird season, not really that good outside the top 25 in points. Of course, a very interesting moment. Max DiFilippi got fired from Questionable Motorsports mid-season, and then got picked up the same day, which was last Friday after lobbies. Got picked up by Screaming Luigi Racing down in the Xfinity Series garage, and is signed for the rest of the full-time Xfinity Series campaign with a couple of Cup starts involved in there as well. He'll be making a Cup start tomorrow night here at the Glen. Cole Wilson.
Yeah, we don't see that very often in FedEx. People getting fired mid-season.
Yeah, it was kind of unknown the reason he got fired, but he was obviously let go right before Watkins Glen, and unfortunate for the driver, but of course got a ride the same day, so it's not all bad for him. Brand new team over at Screaming Luigi Racing. Try to help them out in the owner's points. Screaming Luigi Racing, after 10 races this Xfinity Series season. Currently sits 9th in the owners' points.
Big crash turn 1. Cole Wilson's dead in turn 1.
Oh my God! What has happened to Cole Wilson? He's got no front end, and he obviously went upside down. Let's take a look. Maybe not. Oh, he went to 3rd on the board. Really good lap time by Cole Wilson. There's the kind of speed we're used to seeing out of the 22. As here he is currently sitting in the pits, so you're going to make it on fuel for the stages. Don't got to worry about that. Only really have to hit once. Beautiful new paint scheme here, red. Kind of another inverted color. Usually kind of, I think, runs blue for Alexander Ortega on this paint scheme. Love the shiny red here at the Glen. An underrated road course racer. Currently sits 7th here on the board. He ran top 5 in the iCar race last night. Looks for more good speed today as he heads through the bus stop. Flying around. He's been pretty good at Watkins in the past as well. Great Coles. There's the 40th Sebastian. He's coming to pit road. Here's Ronan Suarez. He was actually suspended for a couple of weeks. Back from suspension here at the Glen here tonight. Currently, after getting another penalty, I believe he currently sits way out of the playoffs. I don't even have him on my board. He's outside the top 29 in points, I believe. It's actually, apologize for that. He's actually 26th in points.
We got a crash in the S's.
Not sure where it is. I think it got reset.
Yeah, I think they reset it right before you got to it.
Of course, Ronan Suarez right now sits just about 45 points out of the playoffs, so it's going to take an absolute miracle for the driver of 31 to make the playoffs this season. Of course, he was with really good speed at Rockingham and Charlotte. Unfortunately, got caught up in wrecks. Really has never really gotten the finish that he wanted this season. Braden Hunsaker, he's loose. He goes wide. And gonna head down the straightaway. About 10 minutes to go into the warm-up session. We'll be right back from Watkins Glen. Don't go anywhere. Racing is coming up and qualifying is coming up in 10 minutes. Backline here at the Glen. About 9 minutes to go in this warm-up session. There's the 000 Braden Hunsaker. Greg Coles. There is Max DiFilippi. Jamie McKinney in the 01, currently 16th. Order. All right. We're still laps here in practice going along. Let's actually ride along with the 01 of Jamie McKinney for about a lap. Just take a watch, listen along from the 01 of Jamie McKinney as he hits for number 1. kind of lapped looked all over the place for the 01 McKinney. We'll see if this time is an improvement. He heads down this front straightaway one again, puts it off the final corner. Matthew White now 4/10 out for the lead. Cherry is second. That 3 of Matthew White looks really, really quick so far. McKinney heads up through the S's, through the inner loop. There is Ortega, got a bunch of cars here. Through the bus stop goes Joseph Lewis, Christian Herglotz there on the 4. There is Davin Roberts, not really seen too often in the Xfinity Series. Makes a start tonight in Watkins Glen. There's the 31 of Ronan Suarez. Lewis and Herglotz. Wilson, final corner. Richard Cherry down this front straightaway. Got the 8. Maddox Beard, the 9 of Cole, or 9 of, I almost said Cole Wilson, the 9 of Bryce Benson. Here is the 99 of Rodriguez in his Xfinity debut tonight. Kind of a Payson Lindsay-esque paint scheme. Cole's getting his head up, gonna crash, I believe, ahead of Matthew White. There's Ashton Miller around. Matthew White gonna slam into him. Cherry gets a better lap time, down at 2/10 on Matthew White. He is improving. We do see time still picking up here at the Glen. About 6 minutes to go here in practice.
We're going to have a pretty good sized field tonight. We have like 24, 25 cars.
Yeah.
I think that's about double than last year. Or last time at the Glen.
Yeah, last season Xfinity really only had like 12 cars raced. This season we've had like upwards. Sometimes obviously Daytona, the season opener, we had over 40 cars at the D&Q some. A lot of drivers went home, including full-time drivers like Rojan Koch. And we even like talked to some drivers. They still talk about how bad that D&Q was for their season, and what an awful start, having to literally miss Daytona because they weren't fast enough in qualifying. How much it affected their season moving forward. Daytona was such a big opportunity for those kind of guys, and they completely missed it altogether by not qualifying their way in.
And that'll probably happen in a couple weeks for the regular season finale.
Yeah, it could get close to that. Another track like that, Talladega. We got, of course, the next super speedway coming up for the NASCAR iRacing FedEx League is Daytona. Man, the regular season finale under the lights at Daytona, that's always such a fun one. We are looking forward to that. Here's Bryce Benson, down the backstretch he goes. Behind him, that is 9 to TJ Moon. Davin Roberts going wide. Rodriguez goes to the ground. Oh, into the wall hard, Ashton Miller. There's Greg Holsey is sliding around as well. As Greg Holsey goes a little bit wide, there's the 27 of Rojan Koch heading down this front stretch. About 4 minutes to go. Still in the warm-up, still waiting for Cole Crossan to get his fatness up to the booth.
Heard he's bought out the whole concession stand.
Oh my God. Average Cole Crossan.
In the S's.
Wow, I'm not even surprised at this point for Cole Crossan.
Braden Hunsicker up to second on the board.
Wow, good lap time by the 00. Braden Hunsicker. Up to P2. Cherry now third. Wilson, Benson, your top 5. Miller, Ortega, McKinney, Suarez. Top 10. As your leader in practice has been for the most of this practice session is your iCar winner last night, Matthew White. He's got a real chance to actually sweep the week here. Of course, one iCar last night. Fastest in practice right now. We know how good he is in the Cup Series at Watkins Glen as a winner there last season. I'm so excited. I've been excited for weeks now. Looking forward to the battle, maybe even part 2. Aiden Donahue, Matthew White, 2 of the best, even in iRacing history at road courses. I mean, I'm not even making that up. Matthew White at Sonoma has the next-gen record at the Sonoma Raceway. Fastest lap time of anyone ever at that racetrack. and Aiden Donahue isn't really too far behind. Bryce Benson, Wilson, even Alexander Ortega now. Cameron Chandler isn't too bad. Christian Sherry. We got so many drivers, even tonight and tomorrow. It's going to be such a fun couple of days at the Watkins Glen Internationals. Here comes Stavin Roberts down the front straightaway. Cole Clausen is now in the booth, so welcome in, Cole. Better late than never. About 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, can't wait for tonight's race. Going to be a fun one, doing radio style with you and Landon Johnson here. Going to be a fun one.
Yeah, of course, like I said, we'll go over it once again. Who has what kind of part of the racetrack. So, of course, I've got the final corner, well, the rundown of the final corner down the front straightaway. Then you got down into turn number 1 up through the inner loop. We're going to be Cole Clausen heading down the back straightaway and into the entry the bus stop will have. And then he hands it over to Landon Johnson through the bus stop over here. Off Carousel down that straightaway and coming to the second to last corner, where he'll hand it back over to me. Of course, once again, let's take a look at your playoff cut line. Still really close here in the Xfinity Series at Watkins Glen entering this race tonight. This should be one heck of a show from the Watkins Glen International. So here's the 20, heading into the final 2 corners. Here's the 32 of Alexander Ortega, still 8th on the board. CJ Erdman in the 94. He's got to have a good day. Enters -10 after so many penalties and stuff like that going on. Even got lost a bunch of points after we found out that Payson Lindsay was actually driving his car at Michigan. And Payson Lindsay was suspended for 5 Xfinity races after that whole ordeal. Payson has been suspended more times this season in both Cup and Xfinity than I can count. A minute left to go here at the Glen. I mean, I literally lost track. I completely forgot about that. He's had like 3 other suspensions in the Cup Series.
Yeah, it's been pretty nice not worrying about him in the point standings, but yeah, got 96 around here, but I might have to start worrying about him here in the point standings and on the Cup side of things if I don't get my stuff together, because I haven't been doing too good recently.
Yeah, Cole, of course, I'll look real quick, but on the Cup side, as Payson Lindsay is DMing me right now. On the Cup side, Cole, you currently sit 9th in points. Actually, again, it's about William Reagan, but currently what? Less than +10 above the playoff cut. 5 regular season races to go for the Cup Series. As Piper Precious win, that will do it here in practice. All right. Checker flag in the air. Matthew White fastest in practice. Qualifying is coming up next. We might do a bit of radio style here in qualifying again. Just to start it off.
It'll be kind of tough. They're all going to be bunched together. It'll be like a race, but like still.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a tough qualifying. You're going to have to get some space out ahead of you. Here we go. Going to be over 26 cars on the racetrack for qualifying at Watkins Glen at the same time. Here we go. Qualifying's underway. Ashton Miller, he's lucky. First one out on the track. Everyone rolling off behind him. Xfinity Series Watkins Glen qualifying. You got 10 open minutes to do it. As many lap times as you can get down. Here we go. So they head up to the inner loop.
Okay, guys.
Heading down.
Let's make some predictions. Who is y'all's favorite for the pole?
I don't know. I think I gotta go with the man, the myth, the legend, TJ Moon in the #1 car. He's gonna win it today at Watkins Glen.
Said the pole, not the win.
Oh man. Nah, I'm still rolling with TJ Moon. He's my absolute favorite Xfinity Series driver, and hopefully he gets a trip to the moon after he wins today.
I mean, you just gotta say, gotta be Matthew White in your favor. He's got 2 tenths up on practice, but how much traffic is he gonna be stuck in here? That's kind of gonna be maybe the big key here in practice, getting rid of the traffic. No, really too many drivers ahead of him. There's Greg Holes right ahead of him. Brandon Piper in the 77. Here we go. Cars coming on their first laps. In qualifying, get as many as you can do. Could be upwards of 3 or maybe even 4. Maybe even 5 straight. We'll see. There's Maddox Beard in the 8. There's Bryce Benson. There is Rodriguez. Here's Joseph Lewis. Pole position also gets awarded a bonus point. Of course, playoff points are awarded at the end of the stage. 1 playoff point there, and then the race winner gets 5 playoff points. And then, of course, we're going to have the top 3 at the end of the regular season get playoff points as well. There's Cole Wilson, Michael Gregory in the 5, St. Ron in the 6. We got a car crashing. I thought it was crashing over the... Oh, we do have someone upside down. It's Cole Wilson on his roof. How did that happen? A barrel of all places.
Well, I can tell you, as the crashing legend that I am, I have found a lot of places on this road course to flip at, so I think it very much is possible in that bus stop there. Oh, we got a hard crash here. Oh, we got another one upside down. On the, I don't know what section part of it is. Yeah, right there. That white car right there is just upside down.
Davin Roberts as Ortega goes fastest so far. Miller second, Clarino third. Here's Matthew White up the final corner. He goes down the front straightaway at Watkins Glen, almost a little bit wide there, nearly to the wall. Kind of lap times 3 going to put down. Matthew White doesn't put down a time.
3 on the board.
Oh, he is third. 2 tenths down on that first lap.
Ortega put down a heater. Almost
I know.
A minute 12.
Is that faster than practice?
Yes.
Wow, Alexander Ortega there in that 32. We really underrated our road course racer. Only really think of him as an oval driver, but somehow really go... Oh, hard crash here for Ashton Miller. Joining guys like the road course ringers, drivers like 22 of Cole Wilson and the 9 of Bryce Benton. Here is Cole Wilson, was top 5 in practice after a little bit. Down the front straightaway, your winner last season for Glen, has 1 Xfinity win this year. Currently sits second in points, but that 1 win in the year was at Atlanta. Here is Matthew White. And the 79 of Ashton Miller heading down this backstretch. Greg Cole is at 96. See Jeremy, there's the 6 of Zane Rahman. At 5 minutes, or just about halfway through. We're going to find someone that's coming down the front straightaway here in a minute, so we can try to do radio stuff. We're going to try to find one of the fast guys. Oh, it's been Robert McCain spinning. Here is the 9 of Bryce Benton heading down the front straightaway. Ortega's still top of the board. Benton's going to make that run down to turn number 1. He's got the 99, some bit of lap traffic ahead of him. That's Rodriguez. Ooh, Benton goes a little bit wide right now. Currently second on the board. Another good lap time for the 9 of Benton, but traffic's going to move out of the way, and he will head up through the inner loop. That 9 of Bryce Benton now coming. Oh, he's going to go wide. And we're going to focus on the 77 of Pfeiffer now. He goes now heading to the back straightaway.
Yeah, Brandon Pfeiffer here going up towards the bus stop here at Watkins Glen, looking to have some speed today. I don't think he has a win yet this season, but looking to have some some success here at the Glen.
Coming down the bus stop and down to the carousel. I believe he is attempting to put down his first lap time. Yes. Down the backstretch. Goes a little wide.
As Pfeiffer heads down this straightaway again. Fix it real quick.
Down into 6, coming to the final turn. Hope it's turn 7. And it's back to Ethan Trindler.
All right, so once again, Ortega is still top of the board. What a lap time he put down early on. Benton second, 4 minutes to go here. Here's Gilbaston in the 48. There is the 12, I should say, of DeFilippi. Now Cole Wilson, he is down 9th. Michael Gregory coming to his rear bumper. Michael Gregory currently sits below the playoff cut line. After such a great start of the season, he's been really nowhere as of late.
Yeah, Gregory better pick up the pace here if he wants to make some noise here in the playoffs.
Here's Cole Wilson in the 22. Through the carousel. Matthew White to second, but still almost the 10th down on Alexander Ortega, who put down an absolute heater. Flying lap for him. Christian Herklots heading off the final corner down this front stretch. Herklots currently, if I can actually see it, just moved up to 14th, I believe. There is Jacob Clarino heading through the really far down in the playoffs now, about over 35 points. He's going to need a great next 3 races to make a dent on that. Greg Hull is down the backstretch now. Clarino currently 8th. He was top 10 in practice. Has speed. Ashton Miller. Through the carousel he goes. Still, though, Ortega top of the one, Miller 3rd. Here comes Matthew White trying to put down another good lap time. What is it going to be for the driver of the 3? White across the line. He stays 2nd. Here's Ronan Suarez, currently 10th. Kane there in the 97. There's Brandon Piper. Here is this 12 at DeFilippi heading down the back straightaway. About 2 minutes to go now in qualifying. The bus stop goes DeFilippi. And we're hearing right now that your last week's, or 2 weeks ago, your winner, the last Xfinity race that happened at Iowa, he's got 2 wins in the season, Justin Rott. He hasn't been on track here for practice just yet, or qualifying. His car is actually having big issues with the engine. They couldn't even get it fired up. They're trying desperately to do it, and they're going to try to make the grid, but don't know if that's going to happen or not.
Man, some serious issues over there with the 76 team. You know, they're gonna have to rush here because they only got a few minutes left to figure something out here.
Here's currently your provisional pole sitter, Alexander Ortega. Of course, yeah, Justin Rott's team from ETR, 2 wins in the year at Iowa and Fontana. Currently sitting inside the playoffs. But this is not a race they need to miss. With just 3 regular season races remaining, they're still even in contention for that regular season championship. Christian Merklos in the 4. There's the 9 of Bryce Benson. Maybe coming to their final laps this time by everybody. Gonna do it. If they're not on a flyer this time by, this is gonna be it. Final laps are gonna be underway. In qualifying, with 44 seconds to go, you can start your lap and then finish it once the clock runs down, but you gotta start it before that clock runs down or your qualifying is over, if I can actually talk. Down into 1 goes Cole Wilson. He's P8. This has to be a good one. Off turn, he slides around a bit off the turn number 1. Matthew White still 2nd, nearly a 10th down. Alexander Ortega still in provisional pole. Cherry only 7th right now. What kind of lap time is this going to be? It's got to be a good one if you're going to start somewhere inside the top 5. You got 2 cars crashing. They're in the middle of the track. Kilbashin, the 48, he's got to move as they head down this backstretch. There's Richard Cherry in the 29. Qualifying is running down to the 0-second margin, so if you're on a lap time, you can finish it. If you're not, oh well. We're looking back here to see who's on a time. Actually wants to work. There is Eli Franklin. The final corner, he goes really wide. It's not going to be a good time for him. There is the 3 of Matthew White. Here he comes. What kind of lap time is this going to be for Matthew? Across the line, trying to win the pole position. Currently in 2nd. Across the line he goes on his final lap of qualifying. What is it going to be?
Top of the board for Matthew White.
He's on pole right now. There is Herglass. There is the 9 of Benton. Here comes Richard Cherry as qualifying is over. Ortega backs it down. He is not going to win the pole. He'll start 2nd. And that'll do it. Matthew White, what a flying final lap that was. The 3 of White is on pole position at the Glen. Ortega impressive. He was on provisional pole for such a long time, but he will start 2nd.
Ortega was actually on a lap there, but he spun it out in the outer loop there, so who knows, maybe Ortega could have gotten him, but I guess we'll never know.
Wow, that is really, really unfortunate for the driver. This 32 is so close to pole, less than half a tenth off. But he'll start 2nd, though, with a strong qualifying effort. And kind of shocking, Cole Wilson down in 8th. He won, I believe he won the pole here a season ago. Of course, dominated the race. Currently going to start 8th. I mean, I was kind of worried after his speed in the iCar race last night that he wouldn't have the pace to do it. I don't know why we're still here, because obviously qualifying's over. Just go iRacing 2nd to do iRacing things. Anyways, as we get ready to go at the Glen. This is Watkins, Glen. This is the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Xfinity Series, and we're going to bring it to you radio style, live in Watkins, Glen, New York. As we are welcoming you in live here once again, let's take a look at what your radio style is going to look like for a second. So, that's the wrong thing. Of course, I'm going to be, like I said, there. And you got Cole Clausen's section, and then Landon Johnson's section all around this Watkins Glen International. I've said that already like 3 times, so don't need to really say it again. But we welcome you live to Watkins Glen International for the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Xfinity Series. Here we go. The first road course race of the year, all the way down in race number 11. Just 3 races to go before the playoffs. It's crunch time. And the playoff grid, like we said, is really, really heating up. Matthew White starting on pole. To his outside, going to be Ortega. Then you got Miller, Benson, Rodriguez. What a great debut. P5 in qualifying. Cherry going to start 6. McKinney, Wilson, Clarino, and Michael Greger are around at your top 10. You got the rest of your top 20, and then the rest of the field rolling across the left side of your screen.
Nice voice crack.
Yeah, I know. All right, this is Watkins Glen. This is the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Xfinity Series. And it's the first road course race of the year. Shockingly. Here we go from the Glen.
We got 27 drivers for this race. I mean, that has to be, you know, one of the most amount of cars that we've ever gotten for a road course race in any FedEx series.
Update here in Richard Cherry. He just had a connection issues. He's currently not in the session, so he's going to really need to come quickly here. This could be huge for Cole Wilson if he's not able to make it to the grid. Same thing with Justin Rott. They are desperately trying to get that thing fired up in the garage. I don't think they're going to be able to do it. They are really running out of time here to make the grid. To your top 5 drivers in points. And right now, Cherry is not on the grid. Wow. Yeah, Richard Cherry not on the grid. Another driver not in the grid, Brandon Hunsicker, but he's actually supposed to be an admin, so that doesn't really mean anything. So Richard Cherry, if he comes here once again, he may be multiple laps.
Cherry is just connected back, so I'm pretty sure he will be starting from pit road now, but still going to affect his race.
That is bad for Richard Cherry, not where he wants to start. Was 6th in qualifying, and he's going to be starting in the rear. Brandon Suarez also having a bit of an issue. Didn't come to the grid for some reason. I think where the 31 is. I believe it was running Suarez. Cherry, of course, now here. Yeah, running Suarez not currently on the grid, so we're gonna early, not even start of the race chaos. Justin Rott not able to make it to the grid. That's official. That is so unfortunate for your winner last time out here in Watkins Glen. Cherry going to be starting from the pit lane. Brandon Suarez most likely would be starting from the pit lane as well. That's official. Unfortunate for the driver of the 76. They are not going to be able to get that thing repaired in time, and he's going to have to miss this race. Obviously too late to buy a ride. We're going to come to check pit road speed this time as well. So there is Cherry, currently on pit road, going to have to start from the pits. Brandon Suarez should be on the pits in a minute, if I had to imagine. He was going to start 11th. This is going to absolutely kill any chance of stage points for both Cherry and Suarez, if I had to imagine.
You never know. There could be an early caution with almost 30 cars.
Yeah, I know. But it is a road course, so cautions are hard to come by. We're going to go single file here, coming to check pit road speed.
Yeah, I don't have a good feeling that there's going to be any real cautions in this race except for the halfway break. But Ronan Suarez did disconnect about a minute or 2 ago, but he has connected back just like Cherry. So both of them will start from pit road.
Wow, 2 drivers gonna have to start from pit road, and then of course Justin Rott still in the garage. I believe they're gonna might have to call it quits here to try to make the grid. Here's Matthew White rolling to the pits. Alexander Ortega starting second behind him. their pit boxes. Cheery not going to be able to do that, of course. As we're just about ready to go in Watkins Glen. 1 lap to go before the green flag comes out.
Yeah, make sure when these drivers make pit stops, it could be a challenge out there for some of these since pit road is actually backwards here at the Glen. So might see some slower stops from some of those inexperienced pit crew guys out there.
Another thing is, will we see any strategy here in the pits? Will we see drivers pit just before the stage? Of course, the halfway break going to be at the end of lap number 18. Sorry, the end of lap number 17. So obviously it doesn't sound like a long time, but it's a road course, so it's a little bit longer than you think. But here we go at Watkins Glen. We are just about ready to go. We're going to be bringing, of course, to you radio style live at the Glen for this 2 nights in a row. We're going to have, we'll announce that tomorrow is going to be my radio style guest for the Cup Series tomorrow night. Here we go. 3 races before the playoffs. Richard Cherry, your points leader, are going to have to start in the pits. Same thing with Ronan Suarez. Justin Rott, your winner last race at Iowa, not able to make it to the grid because of engine issues in the garage. So we'll see if he's able to eventually get here, multiple laps down. But it's not going to be, of course, a race contending night for Justin Rott, who won his 2nd race of the season at Iowa just 2 weeks ago. Matthew White on pole position. He won iCar last night. Alexander Ortega going to be starting to his outside. We'll see what the 32 can do. Still looking for that first Xfinity win of the year. Here we go from the Glen. Race number 11 of the Xfinity Series Season 4 campaign. And it comes to you live from Watkins Glen, New York. White, Ortega going to lead the field to the green flag. The Ford Mustang pace car going to make that hard left turn to the pits. We are green and underway from Watkins Glen International. Great restart on the outside lane and initial start for Alexander Ortega. Just like last night in iCar, 3 wide, down into turn number 1, 2-lane seat, side by side for the lead of the race as well as they head up through the inner loop. Matthew White's going to clear Ortega, pulling out a line. There's Cole Wilson. Through the inner loop they go, and now heading down the back straightaway.
Yeah, Ortega was able to get a good jump there, but Matthew White had the preferred line, and he's able to take the position away. As they go down on the front stretch, Ortega is still close to his back bumper, as there is all sorts of chaos in the back half of the field as they go through the bus stop.
Leaders keep it pretty much
while
going through the bus stop.
Spinner. 77
spinner.
Piper. He goes around. He'll keep going in the right direction and gets that thing back going.
They head down the back straightaway for the first time this race. Everybody going.
Here is Matthew White down into the final two corners. The 79 of Ashton Miller. They're currently running in 3rd. The 99, that's Rodriguez. There's the 9 of Benton in 5th. Cole Wilson up 2 positions now to 6th place as Matthew White's going to lead the opening lap here at the Glen. Currently running there in 9th is Gregory, then TJ Boone as well, as they will head back to turn number 1. Still about 0.3 of a second to lead for Matthew White over Alexander Ortega. What a strategy Matthew White had last night in the iCar race to get the job done tonight. That night, can he do the same thing today from Watkins Glen International? Currently has the lead with the pole position.
Back up through the S as they go, with White still leading. Starting to build a little bit of a gap now, as Ortega going a little wide there on the exit there. Going back through the bus stop now, we got Ashton Miller in 3rd. He's doing pretty good. Followed by here Rodriguez, I'm pretty sure that is. He's having a great run here, sitting in 4th.
Yeah, the top's kind of broken away from the rest of the field. Leaders basically heading down the back straightaway. Yeah, this top 6 is broken away about half a second.
Now Ortega all over the back bumper of Matthew White, trying to challenge him for the lead of this race already. White goes a little bit wide. Ortega trying to close down this front straightaway once again, coming to lap 3. Top 2 already pulling away from Ashton Miller, about a second that gap. Only car that has gone around early days was that 77 of Brandon Piper. He spun out on lap 1. He's back now outside the top 20. Really needs some good points today. He only entered +7. This could be huge and detrimental for the driver of the 77.
Yeah, we saw Brandon Pfeiffer spin earlier. He's back on track, about 20 seconds behind the leaders, so going to be a tough day for him. But coming back down on this backstretch, Bryce Benton, he seems like a really good road course racer, sitting 5th along with Cole Wilson. Got the pole here last season. He's also sitting there in P6, right in the mix.
Single file back through the bus stop, back through the carousel. Everything's pretty calm right now. Not a whole lot of passing. We're gonna go down the back straightaway. Top 6 really has broken away. Cole Wilson to Jamie McKinney over a second.
That's Rodriguez to the inside here of Ashton Miller. He'll go high, battle for 3rd. There's the 9 of Benton as well, trying to get into this battle. Side by side, they will go down this front straightaway once again. 2 Chevrolets. Then you got Cole Wilson almost working to the inside, getting blocked by the 9 of Bryce Benton. To the inside goes Ashton Miller on Rodriguez. Will Rodriguez get a good run around the outside? Miller's just going to try to keep it in there, but a good run around the top to try to clear for 3rd place. They are still side by side, and Rodriguez going to clear for P3, heading through the inner loop. Colt Wilson now to the inside of the 9 of Benton.
Yeah, 2 very interesting battles here as the 22 of Wilson's going to clear Bryce Benton. So Bryce Benton loses a position right there. As we go back on the backstretch, Miller starting to fall back a little bit to Rodriguez, going back through the bus stop. Pretty competitive race so far.
Going back to the carousel. Matthew White already putting a 2nd on the field, just on lap 4, over Ortega. Then you got Miller and Rodriguez. P3, P4. Cole Wilson from 8th place already up to 6th on the back bumper. Miller going for 5th.
Here battle now, Jamie McKinney and Jacob Clarino. That's for 7th place. Clarino needs a good top 10 run tonight, currently sitting inside the top 10 as they head down the front straightaway to lap 5 already at the Glen. There, of course, battle for 4th place. To the inside goes Cole Wilson. He is coming. Early stages at the Glen. Needs some good stage points for Drew Cherry, of course, from starting from the pit lane. Currently up to 14th already. Great restart for him as now Cole Wilson trying to squeeze his nose down there on Ashton Miller.
Wilson trying to get the position on Miller. He didn't have that too good of a qualifying effort compared to last season when he got the pole, but he's right on the back bumper of Miller going into this bus stop. He's going to look to his right side and he's going to send it on in there. Oh, they make contact. Miller through the grass.
They're both up the track. It's going to open the door for Benton. Benton gets a 2-for-1 going into this carousel. Wilson's going to have the run gun down the backstretch. Going to be going to the inside. And he is going to clear Miller.
There is, what a battle that was. Now Cole Wilson around Ashton Miller, but he of course lost the spot to the 9 of Bryce Benton. 2-for-1 special by the 9 up to 4th place. Man, that was such a pass. Just opened the door up for him. He was probably absolutely loving that as now Rodriguez coming to the back bumper of the 32 of Ortega and Matthew White, pulling out about 1.6 seconds out of the 32 of Alexander Ortega. They head up through the inner loop once again. Benton now in 4th.
Yeah, Bryce Benton got the 2-for-1 there. What an amazing pass by him. What an amazing battle between Miller and Wilson as Wilson just had the late dive bomb there. I'm sure Miller ain't too happy, but looks like Miller's just really struggling now. He's having some trouble getting off these corners, but hopefully he can hang on here.
But Miller's still losing a whole lot of ground to Wilson and Benton, though. And a little further back, we got McKinney getting on Miller. And Jacob Claire. Need help, man. Ethan, what's that dude's name? Clarino, yeah. This dude's starting to gain. Just on Cole Wilson, Ashton Miller, just a little bit.
There's Ashton Miller trying to come back to the bumper of the 22 of Wilson. Wilson now trying to catch up to the 9 of Benton. Rodriguez still kind of sitting back there a little bit farther throughout the field. There is Herklotz and Maddox Beard battling just outside the top 10. There's Ashton in 4th, 13th. Cherry up to 4th place. Greg Cole's in the 96 running 15th. And then CJ Ehrman down in P16. Oh, car in the wall hard. That's killed Bastion in the 48. He has big front end damage in that 48 machine. He is running slow down this front straightaway. Back into turn number 1 he will go. Greg Holes ahead of him. Oh, he's going to turn him! What was that? Greg Holes goes around. Colbastian with big damage completely turns him. My goodness. What was that? To the inside he goes. And Colbastian in the wall on lap 7, and through the inner loop they go yet again.
Yeah, we
And
got
we were
some talk over the radio. Greg Hull is not happy with Ryan there. I think Ryan, he's very popular content creator on TikTok, so very unfortunate for Greg Hulls there.
They head up through the bus stop yet again.
Wilson starting to catch Benton after Benton got around him a few laps ago.
Oh, what is happening in the bus stop? We got one car around. CJ Erdman around in the bus stop as Ryan is still going really slow here. So very interesting stuff here at Watkins Glen.
Here are your leaders. Back up through the inner loop they go. Your leader, Matthew White. There is second, Ortega third, Rodriguez fourth, Benton fifth, Cole Wilson sixth there, Ashton Miller. Yeah, Colbastian, I believe, might have brought that thing to pit road, hopefully, at this point. All right, take a look.
He's pretty close to pit road. He's getting there, but his car is definitely broken. It's going to be day over for him.
Brandon Pfeiffer has damaged CJ Ehrman in the pits as well. There's those 27 Rojan Kokis in the pits. I don't know if these are just normal pit stops or what, or if they're actually might be with damage trying to repair that.
Cole Wilson all over the back bumper almost. He's been slowly catching his few laps.
There is the 9 of Benton going wide. The 22 of Cole Wilson going to be all over his back bumper. Here he comes. Oh, it's a little bit loose. Battle for 4th place going on. Benton's going to block down to the inside. To the outside now goes the 22 of Wilson as they will head back into 1. Benton's going to try to send it in deep to maybe clear him. Maybe a bit of a crossover coming by Cole Wilson. He'll get to his inside. Ooh, he's going to slide around just a bit, but he'll slide back in line. Behind there of the 9 of Benton.
Yeah, Wilson trying to gain another position. He's fighting hard for it. He's sliding them tires coming off these corners, as a lot of drivers are gonna be wearing out those rear tires as we get later into this run here. Coming down the bus stop here, we also have Ashton Miller still in contention behind them.
Yeah, as Miller rejoins this battle. Benton starting to hold up Wilson. Let Miller join back to this battle. Coming out of the carousel. Wilson's going to be about half a car back. They go down the back straightaway. Wilson will have nothing for him going into this corner.
Of course, Wilson goes, or Benton, I should say, goes a little bit wide. They're coming to lap 10. We only have 8 laps to go to the halfway break now here at Watkins Glen. As they come down the front straightaway yet again. There's Ashton Miller currently running in 6th, James McKinney running in 7th, Clarino 8th, Michael Gregory 9th, and running in the top 10 is TJ Moon. Still looking at this battle as Cole Wilson's the bumper of Bryce Benton. Yet again, Ashton Miller. Oh, Wilson gets sliding around. That's going to allow Miller to maybe close up ever so slightly. These 3, nose to tail, 4th, 5th, and of course P6.
Yeah, Wilson drove it in a little bit too deep in that corner, and he's sliding all over the place. So lost a bit of ground to Benton there, but behind Miller here, behind this top 6, the next driver is McKinney all the way back there, and I saw him get loose a couple times, and yeah, basically everyone beyond this top 6 struggling a little bit here at the Glen.
Wilson to the back bumper of Benton. Going to be side by side going down the straightaway. Benton's going to have the preferred lane though. Wilson going to the inside of him. He's going to get there, and he is going to be side by side. Oh, almost gets into him. Benton goes a little wide.
Benton goes wide. Wilson all over his back bumper now. Coming outside is Ashton Miller. What a battle here for 4th place. Is Miller going to get to the bumper there? Nose to tail, making contact. There's Miller with Cole Wilson. Now to the outside goes Wilson. He's coming to the inside maybe at the 9 to Benton, but he's got the 79 to Miller to his outside as they head back into turn number 1. Wilson's going to go wide. Oh, he almost goes around. He slides. Benton goes wide as well in the 9. And here's Ashton Miller clear for 5th place.
Man, Wilson wore out those tires way too much. He is sliding all over the place as Miller is going to take back his position. And here comes Miller to the left side of Bryce Benton. Miller dips his left side tires in the grass, and he's going to clear Benton for that position. Look at Ashton Miller here.
You can just see the 9 and the 22 just sliding all over the place, burn their tires up, just battling each other. It's the 9 and the 22 is going to be going down the back straightaway, side by side. Can he get clear of him? He's not going to have the third line though, as Miller is starting to run away from him.
Ooh, he's gonna squeeze him up a little bit. Bryce Benton still trying to keep his nose down in there in the 22 of Wilson. He is gonna slide, he's gonna go wide, and Wilson will take 5th place away. Now you gotta wonder, Wilson, we see some of your leaders pit like Matthew White not going for points, of course, doesn't need those stage points. Right now on pit road, we're gonna look right now, we got 4 laps down Kebashian, 5 laps down Piper, Erdman, and Rojan Koch. I believe they have maybe terminal damage. Rojan Koch trying to repair it, I saw his car moving. But Erdman, he spun out, so did the 77. Things breaking. Those are 2 drivers from the same kind of camp as they head up to the end yet again.
Yeah, about that last lap, Jacob Clarino was able to pass Jamie McKinney. He's up to 7th, it looks like, so good run for Jacob Clarino. Basically exactly what he was looking for coming into the Glen here. But as we go back through this bus stop, still Ashton Miller holding that position in P number 4, and Matthew White still leading with Ortega in 2nd.
Yeah, as Miller and Wilson start to pull away from Benton, it's going to start to clean up a little bit, space out right before the stage. We're going to see any of these Xfinity Series regulars, or regular drivers, pit before the stage or take the points.
So far, I think it's a little bit too close for pitting as we got a battle here between McKinney and Michael Gregory. McKinney starting to fall back through the field back to 8th, possibly 9th. Michael Gregory, who needs good points, came into this race, I believe, -10 on the playoff cut line. Gonna need some good points today. Starting to battle with him. This is the battle. Cole Wilson not really gaining on the 79 of Miller. This is the battle going on the racetrack currently. Currently for 8th place, there is Michael Gregory starting to gain on him as they head up through the inner loop yet again, riding along with the 5 car.
Yeah, I think that if you're a guy like White here, you might want to pit before the end of the stage here. But since he's full-time in Cup and doesn't really matter about Xfinity points, just trying to get a win. But yeah, right on board here with the 5 of Gregory, running inside the top 10 here, so having a pretty good run. McKinney has been losing a bit of ground here over the last few laps, so looking to gain another position and get back up to 8th.
Yeah, McKinney giving up a lot of ground. You can see him just sliding all over the place, especially coming out of these big sweeping corners.
Battle here for a position going on between TJ Moon and Richard Cherry. This is actually for a stage point. I said Richard Cherry, there's no way he's going to have a chance for stage points. What was I talking about? He is up here battling for 10th. What a battle, and what a drive up through the field for the driver of the 29, Richard Cherry. The Team Chevy Motor Club driver, and your points leader is maybe about to have a stage point here. If all things maybe go his way. To the inside of TJ Moon he will go, and he's going to be around that 9 car before they get to the inner loop.
Yeah, Cherry is a fantastic road course racer, and we better watch out for him later in this race because he can become a real threat. But up front, there's a bit of a battle going on for 2nd. The 99 of Rodriguez has kind of closed in to the back bumper of Alexander Ortega. As coming to the end of the stage here, this could be a bit of a battle to pay attention to.
Yeah, Ortega, he's just kind of fell off, just running 2nd this whole time. And the 99, he's been just kind of slowly gaining on Ortega this whole run.
Yeah, what kind of pace is going to have to the end? So we're coming back. This is going to be lap 15 underway this time. Something just blew up or something. Actually, yeah, for lap 15, something just blew up. I don't know where it is. Zane Armand, he's slow. I just heard somebody blew up. There is the 24 of Franklin. He's coming back on the racetrack. He's currently 4 laps down. I don't know what happened. I heard an engine explode, so not really sure.
Yep, up through the S as they go here. 99 still on his back bumper. Got really close to his back bumper in turn 1, but wasn't able to make any move. Going to the bus stop here. Just going to hang back behind him. I'm pretty sure we have just a few laps before the end of the stage here, so we'll see if there's any pit strategy that happens, but pretty exciting race here.
Yeah, so you would have to pit right now. We're coming to 2 laps to go to the stage. Pit road would close, so we'll see if any of your leaders pit.
Yeah, the 99, he ain't really gaining. He's been staying about the same distance for right now. But he could be saving his stuff for these last couple laps.
White, oh, I thought he was coming. He's going to stay out. Well, let's watch back here. Ortega staying out. Rodriguez staying out. Ashton Miller, he's going to stay out. So will Cole Wilson and the 9 of Benton. And Jake Lorino, there's the 5 of Gregory, the 0-1 of Kitty. A lot of cars electing to stay out here. Kind of shocked.
Yeah, I'm not too surprised that some guys farther back in the pack aren't coming to pit road because there is potential that you could lose a lap. So that definitely wouldn't really benefit you that much, even if you got the wave around or free pass. But
in the wall!
99.
Rodriguez,
Big hit!
the wall. That could possibly be day over for him.
He hit the wall on corner entry and absolutely destroyed that 99 car. Has huge damage, and he is gonna, that race for the win for him is probably gonna be over. That thing is destroyed. Man, that is a huge mistake by the 99. My goodness, of Rodriguez. From the white
He
flag
had
of
a
the
big
stage.
run. He had a big run coming down the back straightaway, and I guess he just sent it in there too hard.
He's currently slow. He's really slow now. Gonna move out of the way. Hopefully he's coming to pit road. And yes, he is. Here comes Rodriguez. That is so unfortunate. Running inside the top 3, having such a good run. Man, coming to the halfway break, 1 to go in the stage. That is not what he wanted to see. Never mind, he'll go 1. He's now lapped out. And here's your leader, Matthew White. The green and white checker flag this time by. Of course, none of your leaders elect to pit before the halfway break here. Miller's going to move up to 3rd. Wilson's going to get 4th place position points. Cherry is 9th, so Wilson going to gain a handful of points on Cherry here for the regular season championship. Could make it a little bit closer, but Cherry later in the stages of this race, I would expect to see him up here.
Yeah, I feel like the 2 drivers that cannot get away from each other is Miller and Wilson. They've been staying about 3 or 4 car lengths this whole run. As they go down the back straightaway for the stage.
As Matthew White coming to the final couple of corners in that 3 car, led every lap on the stage. 5 seconds gap now on Alexander Ortega. He's going to see the green and white checkered flag to win the stage here at Watkins Glen. First full time in the Cup Series, doesn't really matter. Second, though, going to be Alexander Ortega. Really good points here. Going to be 9 points for Ortega. Third coming to the stage is going to be Ashton Miller. 4th going to be Cole Wilson. Gains now some points under Cherry. 5th going to be the 9 of Benton. And then you got Jake Carino. Really good stage, P6. Kenny Gregory, Cherry, and TJ Moon rounding out your top 10. The caution will come out.
I think there might be 1 lap remaining still, possibly. I'm not sure.
It's supposed to be.
Oh, Wilson! Wilson misses a bus stop. That's going to be a penalty for him.
He'll go wide. We're coming to the caution this time by. Wilson going to have to probably give up the spot to Ashton Miller, so I'm not really sure what's going on here. Is that the end of lap 17? This is the end of lap 17. Or, sorry, yeah. I'm not sure why our stage thingy is not working. I guess it got the other half of the half. So it wasn't exactly the end of lap 17 halfway through the race. It was like 17.5. So gets a win over. We'll be at the end of lap 18, but nothing will change throughout the field. We're going to see the green and white checker flag this time. So Miller going to be slow here. I don't know why.
He's letting Wilson by up. Never mind, he was teasing him.
Coming to the stage, like I said already, went over the corner. It's going to be TJ Moon coming to the green and white checkered flag here. Now the caution will come out finally. Yellow. All right. Halfway break in Watkins Glen. Matthew White, your current leader. He will win the stage, and we're going to have pit stops coming up at the Glen.
Can we make Matthew White start in the back?
I mean, it would be entertaining, to say the least, if he had to start in the rear of the field.
At least make the top 4 start in the back.
Matthew White with a dominant stage here, but everyone's going to come to pit road here in a minute. We're going to have to, I believe, catch the pace car first. I don't think they're going to pit this time. I don't think pit road's open just yet, or is it? No. Pit road not open. We'll be right back in Watkins Glen. Halfway break for the Xfinity Series. Welcome back alive to Watkins Glen. Only 16 laps to go now. It looks like a relatively short race, but that first half, I mean, it wasn't too short. It was maybe about 25 or so minutes. So, under the halfway break, though, at Watkins Glen International, I'm going to have halfway break pit stops. This very likely could be the final caution flag of the day as well. We're halfway at the Glen for the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Xfinity Series. Of course, just 3 races remaining in the regular season, including this one. It's really coming down the crunch time. And this is going to be a crunch time pit stop. Here we go. Cars should be coming to pit road pretty soon. Of course, Rodriguez, after hitting the wall, they're going to be probably out of the race. Zane Rahman going to get the free pass, I think.
Sounds like a perfect time to mention tomorrow we have NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series action from Watkins Glen. Going to be a 50-lap race, 122 miles, halfway break coming out at the end of lap 25. It's going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern time on the Ethan Trenwell YouTube channel.
Of course, yeah, that's going to be one heck of a race tomorrow night. 5 races before the Xfinity Series playoffs. What a race we had there a season ago between Matthew White, Richard Cherry, and Aiden Donahue. Looking for more of the same tomorrow night. All these 3 should be in the race tomorrow. Maybe having part 2 in the Cup Series. All right, here we go. Halfway break pit stops from the Glen. In the Xfinity Series, Alexander Ortega was second to Matthew White that whole time. Could he maybe jump him on the restart here to possibly get the lead in? Here we go. Everybody gonna come to pit. Busy pit road at Watkins Glen. 4 fresh Goodyear tires out as soon for most drivers. You never know, he could take 2. Driver had the backup, I believe that was Ronan Suarez. 4 fresh tires. Who's going to roll off to pits first? It's going to be Matthew White off pit road first. Your leader. Second going to be Ortega. Third, I believe Miller over Wilson. And the top 6, not going to change much. Besides Jamie McKinney, he'll drop. He's still on the pits, repairing a bit of damage. All right, boys, very interesting first half of this race. Matthew White kind of dominates, leads all the laps in the first half. What do we kind of expect in the second half? Will intensity maybe pick up, come to the shoes this time?
Yes, it will, definitely.
I sure hope so.
So, Zane Rahman back on the lead lap, or your wave rounds, or your free pass car, I should say. Cars 24 Franklin and 827 Erosion Coke will pass the pace car. I think this is actually a good time to mention this. I was going to say I was going to announce it tomorrow night, but not worst time to announce it when we have it on his car right now. William Franklin actually going to be joining me up in the booth tomorrow night for radio style. It's going to be me and him. We'll give you the track back for that tomorrow night. So it's going to be William Franklin making his second trip in the booth. He was in the booth at Nashville last week with me and Cole Wilson. All right, coming to the shoes this time by for your race leaders. Will we see traditionally outside inside, or will we see some surprises? Let's see. Actually, the first shoes of the week, iCar didn't have any cautions. Here we go. White's going to choose the inside. Ortega goes outside. It's going to be looking like outside inside for the most part, I think. Ooh, 2 cars go outside there. 3 cars go inside. Cane up a couple of lanes. I just love the shoes cone this season. We, of course, implemented it for all the series besides lobbies and special events this season. It's really made things interesting. We sometimes see drivers move up like 3 lanes and it work out for them. Sometimes see drivers take a risk and it not work out for them. Such an interesting implementation to the Cup Series and Xfinity Series and the Truck Series and ARCA Series, everything. iCar this season.
Yeah, I love the new choose cone.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's been one of the best things to one of the new things that has came out this season in season 4 of the Cup Series, and definitely brought a lot of strategy to the Cup Series, and made some bad decisions from it, made some good decisions from it, but yeah, definitely a great implementation. There were some people earlier in the season that didn't really understand and they just went straight through, but I think we got all the issues cleared up now, and it's great.
Only going to be 13 to go until the checkered flag here at Watkins Glen. This restart could be insane. It didn't run, of course. I don't know why he's not getting his lap back. Still being scored 1 lap down. He's supposed to be the free pass. Oh, Matthew White.
Matthew White was doing an EOL.
Oh my goodness, this is why?
Yeah, I have no idea. It was also Braden Hunsicker and Matthew White himself both gave Matthew White an EOL. So I don't know.
Said for choose cone violation.
I did see him go straight through the choose cone. I mean, I was very confused by that.
Oh my goodness, that is big. He does have good speedies, but he's got more than 20 cars ahead of him to have to drive through. That is big for Matthew White. Going to be starting in the rear. Wow, that'll give the lead to Alexander Ortega on the outside. Now Miller, he'll be actually having the inside lane because Ortega has to restart on the outside lane. What's going to happen? 13 laps to go at Watkins Glen. Great restart by Ortega and Cole Wilson on his bumper. As they will head down the front straightaway, Matthew White going to restart in 19th as they head back into 1 and 2. Ortega almost goes wide, but he will clear Wilson for 2nd place. 3rd now Miller. Outside there's Michael Gregory side by side with Richard Cherry. The 9 of Benton, they're up there as well with 13 laps remaining at the Glen.
Already chaos in the back as Matthew White went 3 wide through the middle as there's some contact behind them. But through the S as they go now with Wilson on the back bumper of Ortega now with Matthew White now not in the mix here going into the bus stop. Wilson not going to be making a move. But behind them, it's going to be Miller and Bryce Benton, both very, very close. There's a lot of guys going through the grass.
Been having a little peek to the inside of Miller right there. It's Wilson on the back bumper of Ortega. Going to try to make a move down the back. Not close enough.
Here is Benton to the inside. Big send on Ashton Miller for 3rd place. He's there. Miller goes wide. He'll try to hold on to it. Crossover move coming. Benton down low. Almost making contact. Oh, Miller! He's sideways. He'll save it. So will Benton. Here comes Richard Cherry. A big run down this front straightaway. Big block to the inside by his teammate. He'll come outside on Benson as they head back into 1 and 2. Benson may go wide. Cherry trying to get there. Contact with Miller as well. 3-way battle now for 3rd place. Heading up through the S's again.
What a fantastic battle we have here in Watkins Glen as Miller trying to get back to Benton, but he has Cherry in between him now as Cherry's starting to make up some ground. He's in 4th place now after starting all the way in the back. So Cherry looking to the right side of Benton going to the bus stop, but obviously not close enough to make anything happen. But back up near the leaders, it's still Ortega with Wilson still behind him.
Wilson gains a little bit through the chicane. Going down the back straightaway. Still not just close enough. Still about 2 cars back.
update on Matthew White. He is up to 10th place already. Got a fantastic restart. We heard Cole Wilson say made it 3 wide in the middle. Gained so many spots on the start. He's up to P10. He's restarting 19th. With now 11 to go at Watkins Glen. Still battle for 3rd place. Here comes Richard Cherry. He's to the inside of the 9 of Benton. For 3rd place, he is there. Oh, gonna almost turn him. Has to check up a little bit, so he doesn't do that. Now Miller's gonna have momentum. Battle up front still between Chandler Wilson Racing teammates. It's a CWR 1-2. It's 0.2 of a second between Ortega and Wilson.
I think it's pretty funny that Ethan Chandler just called me Cole Wilson, but we're not going to talk about it. Going up down the backstretch now, nothing really has changed since we came through here last lap, but looks like Miller's starting to get to the back bumper of Cherry a little bit maybe, but still just nothing really happening back here during this lap. But Cherry's starting to could possibly make up some ground here by passing Benton here in a couple laps, as we got a battle for the lead now.
Wilson closing up ever so slightly to the back bumper, almost gets into him.
Cole Wilson is here and Alexander Ortega, your winner a season ago. We watched in practice and qualifying, looked where was the speed, qualified 8th, but after Matthew White's issues, running 2nd and battling with Ortega for the lead with just 10 to go at Watkins Glen. Final 10 laps are underway. Alexander Ortega doing everything he can to hold off his teammate. What a big send by Bryce Benton and Richard Cherry. They're even closing for the lead. Could make it a 4-way race for the win at the Glen with under 10 to go.
Some very great racing here from Watkins Glen International. Wilson lost a bit of ground there in the last corner, I think, but could possibly be closing back in here with just 10 laps to go. So it seems like a pretty short race after that halfway break. Going through the bus stop this time by. Looks like both of them through the grass there, but looks like Ortega still holding strong here at the Glen.
Yeah, as Cole said, Ortega went through the grass on the entry of the bus stop and off the exit. It's a little bit down the back. Still not close enough to make the pass.
He's all over his back bumper, and now, of course, like I said, Benton there, so is Cherry. Everyone up here battling for the race win at Watkins Glen, coming in 9 laps to go. Cole Wilson, could he go back-to-back for Watkins Glen victories? He's got his driver. He's contending for the regular season championship with Richard Cherry all over the back bumper of the 9. He'll move outside, battle for 3rd place. Another big block by Benton. He'll send it down in there, might go wide. Maybe a crossover move coming for the 29 of Cherry. He is trying to get there on the 9.
Up through the S as they go once again with 9 laps to go at the Glen. Cherry tried to make a move down to the right side of Bryce Benton, but just couldn't make it happen. Going back down the backstretch here. Looks like Wilson just still right behind Ortega, not really in contention to make any move on him though, as they come back through the outer loop and back to Landon Johnson.
Yeah, I feel like Ortega is better in the first half of the track, and then Wilson gains heavily on Ortega from the bus stop all the way out of 7. They're going to go down into turn 6. Wilson about 2 or 3 cars back. Benton gaining maybe a little bit more with Cherry back on his bumper.
Matthew White just took 7th place away from the 33 of Jacob Clarino as your leaders come just to 8 laps to go. Does White have a chance to maybe run them down? He's now battling for 6th with TJ Moon. We know that 3 car, fastest car in the field. It's not over yet for Matthew White. This could be a contention, but there's Miller off the field in these top 5 on nose to tail with Matthew White possibly coming to make it a good battle with maybe under 5 to go once he maybe gets there.
Yeah, I just don't see White being able to gain on them. I mean, there's a huge gap between TJ Moon and Ashton Miller here, but never know. We could get a surprise caution for a big wreck between these guys racing up front here as White goes to the right side of TJ Moon at going in the bus stop.
Oh, Wilson through the grass. That's going to let Benton go to the inside, and he's going to lift off the gas. He's going to get to the back bumper of the 22, though. Going down the back. Ortega's starting to stretch out the lead a little bit, though. And down into the turn 6.
Bryce, oh, they make contact. Wilson gonna go wide. Benton giving the bumper He's trying to get to the inside. They all race aggressively as they head to the final corner yet again. What? Oh, and then here comes Cherry to the inside. And there's Cole Wilson 3 wide. Down the front straightaway they go. Oh, Cherry's getting turned. He's in the wall. Caution gonna come out. With just 7 laps to go, the yellow's gonna be called. Cole Wilson has crashed. So is Richard Cherry. Yellow flag out. 7 laps remaining at the Glen. Cherry has big damage, and your top 2 in the championship crash together.
And this is exactly what Matthew White wanted to see. Matthew White is definitely going to be back in contention for this win.
Let's see what happened to bring out the yellow flag. What a battle. It all started over here, of course. So you had Cherry closing up. You saw him, Benton was just giving the 22 his bumper. Then he moved to the outside here on the 22 Wilson. They made contact. Oh, no, Wilson just got loose. And then let's watch here. Wilson?
He just right hooked
him. Yes, he did. That was a voice crack, but yes, he did. And they both spin out down the front straightaway.
He wrecked the wrong guy.
That was, yeah, that's exactly what he did. That's right along with Cole Wilson.
I mean, I don't know. It looks like they kind of just, like, Cherry was going right and Wilson was going left. And it was really weird incident.
See the full picture here. Watch the left side of your screen. Oh, yeah, maybe looks a little bit less dirty on Cole Wilson's part there. He hits the wall. Cherry has damage, of course. So does Cole. And your leaders come together. Those are the top 2 in the championship as well. Man, what championship implications that's going to be. And what a good moment there for Alexander Ortega. Currently leading the race. May even close on that.
He didn't want that caution, though. He was starting to gain on that top, or like 2nd to 5th.
Yeah, just they come together. Top 2 in the championship. Very, very unfortunate. Bringing out the caution flag for the first time for incident. But then this tonight at Watkins Glen. And Cole Wilson, he has damage. Don't expect any of your leaders to really pit here. Of course, Wilson coming to pit road, some of the cars in the back half of the field. There is Cherry. Kind of pitted together. Funny how that works. 6 to go. Caution out. Matthew White up the 4th. Because he gained 2 positions with Wilson and Cherry both crashing. The yellow flag is out. It's just 6 to go. I think we're coming to the shoes. That means a restart with 4 remaining. In between Ortega is Benton and Miller. Then you got Matthew White. How about TJ Moon? Because all that chaos up to 5th place. Clarino running in 6th. Gregory 7th. McKinney after repairing some damage up to 8th place. Christian Herklots, another great run. Currently in 10th or 9th.
Yeah, but look who's in P4 though.
Matthew White. They got to watch out for him tonight. The rest of this night, probably going to be 4 laps to go. But Bryce Benton, don't count him out just yet. I mean, what? Remember, back last week, Ortega Benton battling for the Cup Series win at Nashville. Ortega passes him with under 10 laps to go. Can roles be reversed here in the Xfinity Series, where now Ortega's the full-time driver? Could he get past and maybe get upset for get his first win taken away?
Yeah, Bryce Benton has been very aggressive, not only in this race, but really just the past few months of racing here. As we're going to come. Oh, no, never mind. They fake him out.
Faking behind him. Now go Gregory pitting. So is Ron and Suarez. So we're not coming to the shoes this time by pit road. Now just open. So we're going to have 1 more lap. That'll be 3 to go. The restart, I believe. It's 5 to go now. Yeah, then we'll come back around 4 to go, and then it'll be 3 to go once they get back underway. So not too many cars come to pit road, but so many fake outs there. 5 of Gregory. You still got the 29 of Cherry in the pits. Cole Wilson is back rolling. I'm trying to find him. There he is in the 22. He doesn't have too much damage, but obviously going to be taken out of contention for the win.
Man, but how about TJ Moon up there in 5th? My pick to win this race. You know, if there a little bit of chaos happens up between this top 4, TJ Moon can be in perfect position to go to the moon and end up in victory lane after this one. Let's go, TJ Moon, brother.
Zane Ramon gets the free pass. We'll be back on the
Richard Cherry has left the race. He's disconnected.
Wow, that is big for Cherry. And Cole Wilson still on the track. But Cherry, of course, we saw all that suspension damage he had taken out. What will Cole Wilson be able to do here?
Yeah, Wilson only got minor damage, but Cheery went head on the wall. So yeah, Cheery definitely going to be out of the race from that one.
Wilson could gain some points on him like he did in the stage. Poe Wilson, of course, entering tonight is 39 points back on Cheery. That's over a full race away, but slowly gaining here. Will it be enough with 3 races remaining in the regular season, or does Cheery have enough to hold on? Coming to the shoes this time by with 4 to go. We'll restart with 3 remaining at the Glen. Alexander Ortega. He has been so close to so many wins this season in the Xfinity Series. Still hasn't happened. Is tonight the night? Didn't want to see that yellow flag, but he's still with the lead. But then you got drivers like Benton, Miller, White, of course, the big one. All coming behind him. Here we go. Shoes time at the Glen. Will we see any surprises? You don't want to see Ortega go through the shoes cone like your leader Matthew White did before. He's going to choose outside. That is... No, it's inside. Chose the last second. Benton goes inside.
Wow.
So does the... And that'll give the front row to Matthew White.
That was not a very smart choice.
What are we doing?
Oh my God, that was the biggest voice crack ever.
Miller chose the inside too. He gave up a front row starting to be on the bottom starting fifth.
So 3 to go here. I'm shocked that both Benton and Miller went out. What are they? I don't understand this call.
Yeah, that's absolutely crazy.
All right, here we go. Gonna be 3 laps to go at the Glen once we get back underway. Buckle up. This one might be intense. From the Watkins Glen International, here we go. 3 more laps to decide it. Matthew White on the outside lane here. The outside lane has gotten pretty good restarts tonight, so I'm just shocked. This just helped Matthew White's chances for the win even more. He got so lucky with the caution, now getting the front row in the restart.
Yeah, this restart is gonna obviously be very interesting with 3 laps to go, but I know there are some drivers, including Matthew White, that don't have the best relationship with Ortega, so maybe we could see maybe a bumper run or 2 between these 2 leaders.
Yeah, both Miller and White, they've had wins taken away from Alexander Ortega, I think back to Chicagoland and Nashville. So that's on the Cup side where both White and or Benson are full-time in, so they really weren't too happy with that. Here we go. 3 laps to go at the Glen. Time to finish this one out. Matthew White, the dominant car of the day. You got gravel on the racetrack. Our sweepers aren't going to pick that up. We're going to go green this time. 3 remaining at Watkins. Yeah, he's gone. Ortega, what a restart. Now to the inside, there is Bryce Benton. Did he jump it possibly? Benton for 2nd place on Matthew White, trying to take that spot back. Gonna send it down to the inside. They almost made contact. Door to door for P2. White will go wide. He slides. Car's going wide behind him. We're gonna 1 car around the stem and Roberts in the back, but we keep going. Oh, Ashton Miller spins in front of the field, and the no yellow just yet.
That's gotta be a caution. He's in the middle of the track. I mean, yeah, that definitely need to be a caution. That was one of the most dangerous spots of the entire track, and we've had some pretty nasty wrecks through that section of the track in real life in NASCAR. And oh my gosh, we have a bumper flying through the air. Hopefully that didn't hit any spectators on the outside of the track.
We have beef real quick before we go to the replay. We have absolute beef between Davin Roberts and Greg Hulls. Oh my goodness, they are going at it through the bus stop. I'm assuming I know what happened here. Greg Hulls, the bumper of Roberts. Got to be careful what you do here. You don't want to get a penalty, but upset your chances or anything the rest of the season. Oh, he's going to turn him! Under caution.
Man.
Oh my. As they go into the other part of the track that's not even used here in the Cup
That's
Series.
going to be a suspension.
Davin Roberts not even full time. We'll take a look real quick at what happened between them. Obviously,
That
they're not.
is
Wow.
crazy beef here at the Glen. But looking at the replay, I mean, Roberts didn't even do anything. I mean, Roberts just spun out on his own, and then Hulls just had nowhere to go. I mean,
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. What is Davin Roberts doing? I don't really get that. Makes no sense whatsoever. We'll watch now with Ashton Miller, see what happened with him. Kind of went around all by himself. He was side by side here with TJ Moon. I don't think they made contact. I think Miller just got loose, or I could be wrong. Oh, ooh, it echoed. Okay. That was exactly what that was. Oh, somehow everyone avoids him. That could have been a nasty, nasty crash. That nobody avoided him. Oh my God,
Yeah.
Ashton Miller.
oh
hood is
man,
up.
yeah, y'all better watch out. He can't see, guys.
Oh my God. Yeah, Ashton Miller, kind of an interesting angle now. Look at actually the driver.
Looks like Denny Hamlin. Looks like Denny Hamlin 2015.
Yeah. This is what he's
Oh
seeing
man.
right now. Not a whole lot. For Ashton Miller.
Yeah, a bit off topic, but I have a funny story to share. I was in a race at Homestead, Miami a couple days ago, and this guy had his hood up, and he couldn't see, and he was coming to pit road, and he pulled a face in Lindsay and hit the pit barrels because he couldn't see anything. It's the most hilarious thing I ever seen. My
God. Okay, this is really just showing how this race has gone as of late. Third caution of the night. What a race it's been so far.
Cole Wilson has now disconnected, but
Wow.
back to that beef that we just had, I think not Greg Hulls, but Davin Roberts, I mean, I think he should be parked. I mean, he's the guy that spun out and took out Greg Hulls, and he just intentionally spun him out under caution. I mean, that is absolutely unacceptable.
Miller going to come to the pit here. He's got damage, so we'll see if this is race over for the 79. Got to talk about it. All this chaos. St. Germain up to 17th place after being a lap down before. Who would like a good finish? His teammate Max Di Filippi running right with him in 16th.
This caution, it's going to put it to everybody's favorite part of the race, overtime.
It's going to be the first green UI checkered of a possible 3.
Yeah, I think we're going to have more than one.
We'll see. Of course, had back-to-back cautions here. What can Matthew White do? He lost the lead there on the outside lane. You just got to talk about the insane restart Ortega got. He's got to do that again. Didn't get a penalty for it either, so it was clean. There's William Franklin, or Eli Franklin, I should say, who will be joining me in the booth tomorrow night.
Yeah, I think he runs some of the social media stuff for FedEx, so doing really good stuff for the league, and I'm sure it'll be a great booth lineup for tomorrow night.
Yeah, of course, coming up tomorrow night in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series, their 14th race of season number 4 from the Watkins Glen International. We look for another great race tonight, or tomorrow night. What a race we've been having so far tonight, the Xfinity Series. We are probably just about ready to finish it up. Coming to the choose this time by. Will we see maybe now drivers learning? Will the 9 of Benton choose the outside, or will he choose the inside? Because it kind of honestly worked out for him before, but will he get that chance again? Will he take the risk?
Yeah, I have a feeling, Benton is going to pick the bottom. Obviously, Ortega will pick the bottom. I mean, y'all thought Ortega was taking the top there, but he faked all of us out here in the booth. So we'll see what happens here at the choose.
All right. Overtime attempt number 1 at the Glen. They had gravel on the track as well. They got cleaned out a little bit more, luckily. They swept it away for the most part. Our track crews forgot to do that before. Here we go. Juice go. Will he fake again? Ooh, he's weaving. He's going to go low. Benton now goes low. That will give the front road again to Matthew White. Outside TJ Moon up to 4th place. After Miller spun around, he's now inside the top 5. All right, here we go at the Glen. Time to maybe finally finish this one out. Green, white, checkered finish. Leader takes the white flag under green, next flag ends the race. And goes. And TJ Moon entered this race below the playoff cut line. This could be big for the driver of the one.
Yeah, man. I mean, this is exactly why I picked him. You know, below the cut line, he's going into this race, you know, knowing that he has to fight really, really hard and able to, you know, be in this top 5 here, and that's exactly what he's doing. Starting on the second row here, I mean, there's a real possibility that the two ahead of him get together. Obviously, he has to worry about Ben, but I think it's a real possibility that he can get a podium finish here.
And look even further back, you got Christian Herklotz for the second week in a row, running inside the top 10, currently in 5th. Ronan Suarez, Ronan Suarez is 5th, Herklotz is 6th. Jacob Clarino, how about Robert McCain inside the top 10 all of a sudden after all this late race chaos? So many names you don't really see up here inside the top 10 a lot because of all the chaos that's happened here as of late. Here we go. Of course, once again, I'm going to be bringing the final 2 laps to you radio style like we have been for all of this race. Alexander Ortega, Matthew White on the front row. Can Ortega get another great restart to be clear on these two? We are just about to see. Ortega looking for that first Xfinity win of the year. Is tonight finally his day? Here we go at the Glen. 2 laps to go. It's overtime for the Xfinity Series of Watkins Glen. Another great restart by Ortega. He is gone, now getting blocked. There is Bryce Benton to the inside of the 3 of Matthew White. Down low he goes into 1 and 2. White on the outside, Benton trying to squeeze him down in there. They make contact for second place. White goes really wide. He will slide around. He'll be to third place. Here comes TJ Moon trying to find his way in there as they head up to the inner loop.
Very, very interesting restart there as the 3 and the 9 make a bit of contact there. But Bryce Benton in second, I'm just wondering, is he going to have anything for Ortega? But Ortega has been fast all race long, but White has been arguably even faster. Maybe White can possibly gain another position. I don't know about the win, though. It's going to be really tough here as they go into the outer loop.
Here we go. Matthew White to the inside of the 9.
It's going to be a drag race coming off this corner down the back straightaway. Is that going to give Ortega the win, though? Is he just going to be able to pull away? So they're going to be side by side going down the straightaway and into the left-hander.
Benton's got the inside on Matthew White. He's going to try to push him wide again, but Matthew White now still trying to fight back. They are coming on 1 to go. They almost made contact through the final corner, still side by side for second place. 1 to go. White's clear for P2. Here comes TJ Moon on Bryce Benton for third place. He's going to go way down low as they head back into 1 and 2. Oh, Benton! He is sliding. He's going to spin. Moon to third. Now Matthew White, 1 more chance to try to run down Ortega.
Absolute chaos by the legend TJ Moon punting Bryce Benton. He was not going to be taking that block, but we have 1 lap to go here as Ortega going down the backstretch. Is White going to have anything? I don't think so. He's going to have to send it in really hard here if he wants to have any shot at this win now.
Good to bust up for the final time tonight. We're taking through the grass a little bit. Matthew White, I don't think he's going to get there. They're going to power off the carousel for the final time. Going down the back straightaway.
Oh, White's got momentum. He's trying to get there. Final time. 2 more corners to go at the Glen. Alexander Ortega's got his first win ahead of him. White going to try to set it down in there. Ortega goes a little bit wide. Coming to the final corner. Oh, he's on the wall. Matthew White crashes. Through the gravel goes Ortega. He'll round the final corner and see the checkered flag. He is finally an Xfinity Series winner, and it comes at the Glen. White second, Moon third, Clarina fourth, Herklotz P5. What a finish, and what a race.
Hard crashing after the finish line as Matthew White goes hard into the wall as Ortega is doing burnouts right in front of him.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, huge crash. Oh, we got 1 car rear-ended almost upside down. Chaos after the checkered flag here at the Glen.
But Ortega finally does it. His first career Xfinity Series win comes on the road at Watkins Glen. What a race. Bryce Benton, after going wide there, almost crashing, will come home 8th.
Bryce Benton in the chat right now, not happy with TJ Moon, but I mean, Bryce Benton has been racing aggressive all race long, so I mean, I'm not saying he had that coming for him, but he shouldn't be that mad. As he says, really, TJ Moon, and then he says, oh man, really close call there, but then Bryce Benton says that I'm defending, and he says it's a road course, that's kind of normal to defend. So, yeah, so a little bit of beef in the chat post-race.
What a drive, what a day for Alexander Ortega. First career victory for the driver of the 32. He's definitely had this one coming for a while. And you will see the checkered front straightaway this time to burn it down. Your winner at the Glen, Alexander Ortega. He is a victor. He is a victor in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Xfinity Series for the first time in his career. And you'll be seeing him tomorrow night in the Cup Series as well. But first career win for Ortega in his first full-time Xfinity Series season. He gets the job done. He wins Watkins Glen. And he had to hold off Matthew White to do it. Of course, White hit the wall there at the end. Some of the stuff going on there in the final closing laps. Interview some of your top finishers as the post-race show is coming up from Watkins Glen. So Ortega finishes his tour around the track, burning it down, and he blows the motor. And he will roll here slowly, of course, down to the end at Watkins Glen International. What a race, what a finish it was, what a chaotic few final laps. Alexander Ortega, your winner at Watkins Glen. I don't think most people would have picked him for him to get his first win at Watkins Glen, of all places.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking, too.
I mean, he is such a good oval driver, of course, all around the ovals. Let's watch this final lap. Matthew White was catching him. Let's ride along with the 3, and he's coming to the white flag before we had the post-race interviews. Got around Bryce Benton with that pass, and then he comes to the white flag. Just watch. One final send again. No, I don't know what this was. I think he got loose and then just hit the wall.
Yeah, I think he got loose going over that curve.
He slides around, coming to the checker flag. Finish P2. Alright, that'll do it, the Glen. Alexander Ortega, your winner. We'll got post-race interviews coming up. Alright, what a race, what a finish. Landon, you don't have to, but if you want, do you want to help with post-race interviews?
Might.
You would do just the second question.
All right.
All right, as we welcome you live to the post-race show here at Watkins Glen International for the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Xfinity Series. What a race, what a finish it was there towards the closing final laps. Alexander Ortega, first career win. And he, of course, gets the job done here tonight. And we got post-race coming up. First up, of course, your winner, Alexander Ortega. Alexander Ortega, it has been a long time coming here in the Xfinity Series. You finally get your first ever Xfinity victory, and it happens tonight at Watkins Glen. So, of course, you definitely got helped out by Matthew White having those issues with the shoes cone, but you did, of course, have to fend off everybody in those closing couple of restarts. So how did you do it, even fending off Matthew White with a big run there at the end of the race to come home with your first ever victory on the road at the Glen?
Yeah, we definitely were not the fastest today. I felt like we had good pace for second, at least there, at least in stage one. But it's all about the restarts. I mean, I thought everything's gonna be in pretty good shape. I knew I had Cole behind me there before that first caution came out towards the end of the stage, the second stage, and I felt like I was in a really good spot after Matthew, made a mistake with the choose cone, and then the caution came out with like I think it was 5 to go, give or take, and we are gonna go with 3 to go, and so I was like, oh, we're just gonna stay out, and then come choose. I think the first 3 of us all chose the bottom, and that gave Matthew front row, and that was unexpected because I didn't know Benton would go to the outside, but I assumed that if Benton didn't, at least whoever was in third would, and then third went to the inside, and so I thought I was really screwed when we gave Matthew the front row on that very first restart. And then I just got really good restart after really good restart. It's way easier at a track like this with the restart zone being all weird, so we have to use the no start zone. You get to go kind of whenever you want as soon as the pace car pulls off. So it is super, super difficult for second and third to kind of time it. And so it was just good restarts and then not making any mistakes there for the final 2 laps to hang on.
And then Landon, if you have any questions.
All right. So, how are you going to carry this win into the playoffs and have this momentum heading into Kansas, where you've been pretty good at the mile and a half this season?
Yeah, we'll just have to keep doing what we've been doing. I mean, we've had a lot of races this year. I could think of a few right away that we were really, really fast and just either got caught up in a wreck or, just finished second. I mean, gosh, USA, I finished second to Cameron, Atlanta, second to Cole, Charlotte, second to Bryce, which we can call it even, I guess, nearly between him and I. And so there's been a lot of races where we've just been really, really close and we just had stuff kind of go the wrong way or just come up short. And so as long as I think I keep doing what I've been doing, just keep bringing the same kind of speed, I think we should be fine. I mean, intermediates are definitely my favorite kind of track. And so we'll just have to wait and see, and we just have to execute when we get there.
Of course, one more question here. You now take third place in the point standings away from Justin Rott. Of course, didn't show up tonight. So third in the points now. That's going to pay 5 playoff points. You also have a chance for second, only 12 back on Cole Wilson. You're 46 back on Richard Cherry for the points lead. Do you think it's possible with 2 races to go to maybe get second or possibly that points lead?
Man, it's possible, but I'd have to be perfect, and then Richard would have to have like 2 just straight bad races. I mean, because max points for if you swept stage and the race, it's like 30 points plus the playoff points, right? And so, yeah, and so I'd have to have not completely sweep both races, but come really, really close and have Richard just have a rough couple runs. But I'd have to see what the schedule is here because we have Kansas. What's Daytona? Daytona. What's RSF? Oh, regular season finale. Okay. I mean, yeah, it's possible. It definitely is. I know I've missed like 3, 4 races I think this season, which does not help in terms of regular season points. But I mean, it's very well possible to get them. We're just gonna need things to really go our way, but we'll see.
All right, Alexander, of course, really nice job on the win here tonight. Your first ever Xfinity Series win, a big points day as well, in both Cheery and Wilson, who both DNF'd out of this race. And we will see you in the Cup race tomorrow night, where you look for back-to-back Cup wins as well.
Thank you.
And that was Alexander Ortega coming home. Next up, going to be third place, TJ Moon. TJ Moon, I believe one of your best career results, P3. You kept on fighting all race long, slowly but surely made your way up through the field. Ultimately, you'll end up third place. Take me through on your great run tonight, gaining 3 spots in the points, and now I believe just going to be about minus 10 or so back in the playoffs.
Yeah, we missed a couple races because I was racing IRL. But I had a good spotter, Thomas. He kind of helped me go through all of the things that I was missing because I'm not that good of a road course driver. And we made up a couple spots, and then we pitted for extra fuel, and that's kind of what saved me there. So it gave me a couple spots too.
All right, then Landon.
Okay. So with your third place finish, I'm sure that's going to boost you in the points. How are you going to carry this momentum to Kansas next week?
I'm pretty good at Kansas. We're gonna try to see if I could do any good there. But it's good confidence boost, especially from the last time I raced this. I was in the big wreck. I don't remember what last race I was in, but it's been a while. So hopefully I can get my confidence more up and start winning some races at the end of the season.
All right, Tuesday. Well, of course, a nice job finishing third place here at the Glen, and we'll see you coming up in Kansas Speedway.
All right, see you.
Next up, going to be Jacob Clarino. What a race for him. Jacob Clarino, I believe this is your best ever finish in the Xfinity Series. You gained 4 spots in the points as well, and a great result. P4 in the race, top 5 finish. Your first top 5 of the season. Just take me through how you worked through your way all through the chaos there throughout the race. You're in top 5, top 10, I should say, for most of the day as well, to finish now 4th.
Yeah, so I didn't think I would actually be competitive, but I ran Xfinity at Glen before, and I thought I would be pretty slow, but it turned out to be pretty competitive. Near the end of the stage, I was catching Bryce. I was hoping I could get some extra points, but it didn't work out then. In the end, got really lucky with wreck avoidance stuff, and I think it was one of the restarts. Roman Suarez accidentally misjudged his braking and had throttle hung. But I didn't get too much damage and was able to work my way up after the restarts back to Forest because he wrecked into the bus stop.
All right. So how's this top 5 going to help you with confidence and I don't know, boost morale heading into the last 2 races of their regular season?
I'm just gonna go into the last 3 races with a pretty reasonable confidence level, and I'm just gonna try to have some fun getting good positions.
All right, Jacob, well, of course, nice job on the run tonight. You're going to try to make the playoffs here at the end, coming up, gaining spots in the points with Kansas and Daytona in the distance. So we'll see you coming up in Kansas.
See ya. Have a good day.
I'm running out of questions.
Landon, if you don't want to do the rest, that's fine.
Oh, I was going to just say like the same thing over and over, but I keep forgetting.
All right, coming up next, I'm assuming you don't want to do any more?
No.
All right. Next up, Christian Herklotz. Man, what another great finish for him. Christian Herklotz, what a finish for you guys. It's P5, another top 5 finish. I can go back and check real quick. This is your second top 5 finish in a row. After finishing top 5 in Iowa last week, you gained 3 spots on the points. You're up to 13th in the standings after a couple of races ago being bottom 20. 2 great races in a row. Take me how much momentum has just swung in your guys' direction with now 2 races remaining till the playoffs.
Yeah, just been practicing, I did not expect to finish top 5, top 10 even at that. I was not a top 10 car. Didn't qualify very well. Finished just outside of stage points once again. And but we just kind of held through it. The 33 spinning around in the S's scared the hell out of me, but we wound up getting through it. And I was a little hesitant to get on the restarts, just trying not to overcook the corners or really just put myself in a bad spot because I was really just looking to finish the race and just get a good position. And I guess that's what we did. So that's really going to help.
So of
And
course,
we're gonna. Oh, yep.
go ahead.
Oh yeah, we're going to Kansas 2 weeks from now, so just gonna try to get the job done there, maybe get a win, and yeah, just try and work our way up to the playoffs.
Yeah, so you're gonna exit this race minus 20 to the on the playoff cut line. So much better than where you guys were most of the season. So 2 more races to go. It's Kansas and Daytona. Anything can happen at those 2 racetracks. Do you think it's possible to make the playoffs?
Yeah, definitely with Daytona, it's really anybody's race, but I could also get wrecked out of that one pretty early, like I did the season opener. But also Kansas, I don't know how good I am there compared to everybody else, but I thought the same thing in Iowa, so just gonna try and have a solid night. If we can bring home the win, we that's great. Top 10, top 5, that's also really good. So just shows two good races could bring you up in points from that far low. I think it was like 25th or something like that. So just got to try and get the job done again like I did today, and we'll be up there soon enough.
All right, Christian. Well, of course, nice job. Second top 5 finish in a row. Of course, 2 top 10s, 2 top 5s, both in the last 2 races. Great job on that. We'll see you in Kansas Speedway coming up. Next up, going to be Jamie McKinney, finishes 6th. Jamie McKinney, you guys ran top 10 pretty much all day long. You had to pit there for damage at the halfway break. Ultimately, you're going to move up to 6th place here at the end of the race. Just take me through what it was like there on those last couple of restarts with all the chaos all around you guys.
Well, during the final caution, I just decided I wanted to pit because I just wanted to take the risk and take 4 tires to see what I could do because I knew like there were barely any guys on the lead lap anymore. So I took the risk and it worked.
All right, a real quick question here. Are you on, I know random, but are you on Team Chevy Motor Club for this race?
Yes. Yeah. But I would like to say that before the race, I don't know why, but Cole wasn't paying attention and he just ran into the back of me, which really damaged my car because I had less downforce during the first stage, which was why I was really off pace. And then stage 2, I repaired the damage, went back out, and then I was at the back and I was making my way through, and I had some more contact with some of the other guys, and I don't know. I didn't exactly have a clean car this race, but at least we got to recover.
So Jamie, of course, you've been doing a lot of races. Of course, have an Xfinity win this season, but will we see you coming up tomorrow night in the Cup Series race?
Hell yeah.
All right, Jamie. Well, nice job. Top 10 finish here once again, and we'll see you tomorrow night in the Cup race.
Yep. Thank you.
Next up, gonna be Bryce Benson. Bryce Benson, you guys ran top 5 all day long. Were in contention for the win there late in the race, but then unfortunately, issues happened where you guys, of course, almost basically get taken out by TJ Moon. So what was going on there?
Well, I just pretty much tried to block on the front stretch, and he just pretty much decided to punt me into the corner, and yeah, that caused us to barely finish in the top 10. So that's frustrating. I think I think some people could probably learn road racing, some more road racing etiquette, because that's stupid. I can understand like punting at oval, but that's just it's stupid and at a road course, because I was just defending like a normal road racer would, and I just get completely taken out basically. So yeah, it was just pretty stupid from TJ Moon, but that's here's my take on it. But Yeah, I mean it was overall decent race. We didn't really have winning speed anyway. We didn't really have anything for Matthew White, who definitely had the fastest car. I don't know. The first stage was kind of just a struggle for us. I don't know. I tried managing my tires and that never really paid off in the end. So yeah, and then yeah, the second stage obviously Matt got the penalties, so that kind of threw everyone in the question to win the race, and I knew I had to try to take advantage of that, and I was able to. I obviously got to second on Ortega, but just really wasn't enough, and obviously didn't help with TJ Moon incident, but. Yeah, guess it is what it is. Just Xfinity and got some experience for Cup tomorrow.
So of course, Cup Series race tomorrow night, like we said, like you said. Um, so that could be a good chance for the win for you guys tomorrow night. Road course, how confident are you guys feeling? But with so many other great road course racers throughout the pack tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I really feel like Matthew White is probably going to be the dominant car of that race. I mean, I'm going to try to put in a lot of effort with practicing to try to be there for the win. I and have like winning pace, but it's gonna be tough. I feel like I do sort of struggle a little bit on the next gens at road courses. Obviously, Sonoma didn't really show that, but I feel like I never really feel comfortable with the next gens at the road courses. I feel a lot more comfortable in like the Xfinity cars and like the trucks and Arca and stuff. I don't know. It's something about the next gen cars that I don't really like. I don't really like about the road courses, but obviously having the karting experience it definitely helps. And yeah, I mean it's definitely different though, so it'll be interesting tomorrow. I think I'm not really too confident considering I mean we weren't really even there in the Xfinity race. Well, on actual pace, we didn't really have the winning pace as I was hoping to have, but yeah, we'll see how Cup goes tomorrow. I'm not gonna get my hopes down because I know it could definitely be a good race because obviously it's a road course, but yeah, I don't know if I really expect to have a win tomorrow because I know how good some people are at the road courses.
All right, Bryce. Well, still nice job coming home. Still top 10, of course. You guys wanted more there at the end, but wasn't meant to be. But we'll see you tomorrow night where you're still searching for your first ever Cup win.
Yep.
All right. Coming up next, it's going to be um, Ashton Miller 10th. Ashton Miller, you guys had a scare there. You got spun around in the middle of the pack with 3 laps to go. Caution came out. You guys will still finish 10th, so you gain a couple of spots there at the end. So what happened on that spin ultimately to take you guys out of contention for the win, though?
So iRacing had one of its moments and gave us net code. So me and TJ Moon came to better terms, but the same incident I'm mad at is Cole Wilson. Cole Wilson was not paying attention, and he almost wrecked half the field under caution, and then ultimately took me out of the race. Somehow we got up to 10 at 10, but that still angered me because we had a chance to win in over like 4 months, and it gets taken away because some idiot doesn't know how to not be on his phone.
All right, so of course we still got the Cup Series coming up tomorrow night. What is your confidence level with just 5 races remaining in the regular season that you can maybe get a Cup win?
Um, Pretty high, but like I said, if maybe nothing happened under yellow this time, and I can somehow find a way to beat Matthew White and or Aiden Donahue, then maybe. But just happy we got through the Xfinity race. Have high hopes for Cup, but hopefully nothing idiotic happens.
Ashton, well, still nice job on the run tonight. Sorry it happened. Sorry, of course, you had those issues with Cole Wilson, and then those issues there at the end of the race getting spun around with Netcoder. But we'll see you coming up tomorrow night in the Cup Series race.
Thank you.
All right. second. Okay. Next up, gonna be give us one quick second. It'll be Zain Rahman. Zain Rahman, not a bad result. You kept fighting all day long. You were a lap down on point, but you'll finish 15th. So gets a couple of points from that as well. So ultimately, take me some of the highlights of your day.
Ethan, it was just pretty much a decent one, to be honest. I mean, my plan was, I always do this every race, just stay in the back, let the chaos unfold. Tried that. I spun out like within like before the stage end, so that sucked. I mean, and also like getting into altercations with the 31 at the end. I mean, I can't blame him since his car broke on me, so that kind of costed me like a 12th place finish, 13ish.
So Zane, you're 22nd in points right now. You're mathematically still in it, I believe, but just barely. So, but you got 2 races to go left in this until the playoffs. You got Kansas next week and the Daytona. So, what's your final maybe expectations for these final 2 regular season events?
Honestly, if I just miss the playoffs, then it's just yeah, it happens. But I think I should have a good chance with Kansas and Daytona as well, since well, they're both track types I can actually drive on properly and well, and plus I'm running double time in them as well. So yeah.
All right. Well, of course, Zane, nice job coming home still in top 15, and we'll see you coming up next week or next few weeks at Kansas.
Yep. Thank you.
Next up, few more to go. Going to be Ron and Suarez, I believe. Finished 16th. Ron and Suarez, it's P16. You guys ran better than that tonight. Another kind of unfortunate day of luck after your returns from suspension. So 16th place, another bad race, further and further from the playoffs. Just give me your thoughts on this one.
Yeah, so I mean, we had an up and down day. Definitely was not our best race. It's we had so many unfortunate circumstances that happened, right after qualifying ended, I had some internet issues that just kicked me out of the gridding. So I missed the race. I had to start the race from the pits. So didn't start off to a good start, but I managed to get up to P13. I wish I could have gotten some stage points right there. If I probably didn't get kicked out, I might have been able to get into position where I did get stage points. But then stage 2 was just a refresh overall in the race, and I think I did pretty good because I believe I was P11 before the first caution came out. And I'm like, oh, let's go, and see if I can get some more fresh new tires. And then so I got those fresh tires. I was one of the only people. I believe there was only like 3 other people who got those fresh tires. So I was at an advantage, I believe. I only lost like two spots from when the caution came out. So it was really good on my end. I did and then on the first restart, I performed a ridiculous dive bomb that should have gotten me wrecked, but surprisingly didn't. And I managed to get up like to P8 or something. And then when that second caution came out, so many people went on the outside. I'm like, why did no one go on the inside? So I just go on the inside. I managed to get to P6, and then coming to the restart, everything seems going smoothly. And then when we go up to essays, and then down the back stretch, and then when we get to the braking zone of the chicane, when I shift down to second gear, my car spins out and I wheel hop. Unfortunately, I hit the inside barrier, which completely messed up my steering. I accidentally hit Zain Rahman thinking my car was going to turn, but it just did not turn. So Yeah, it's an unfortunate day, but hopefully we'll be able to bounce back at Kansas, and who knows, maybe something good will happen at Kansas, and we'll be back in the playoff battle.
All right, Ryan. Well, of course, sorry about the unfortunate look for you guys tonight, but we'll see you coming up in Kansas next.
All right, thank you.
Gonna have maybe one more to go, or two more to go. Next up, gonna be William Franklin. Eli Franklin, you guys had early race issues, but you didn't keep you didn't stop fighting, I should say. You finished 19th, so not the worst result at all for your race team. So P19 here in Watkins Glen. Just take me through what it was like gaining some spots there at the end while being a couple laps down.
Well, we were on the lead lap, then I had internet issues, and then I came back 4 laps down, got a wave around at the end of the stage, then got a free pass at the end, which puts 2 laps down, and all the wrecks happened at the end. We gained a couple spots. Wasn't enough for points, but I think we didn't have the internet issues. It could have been a top 15 day based off all the wrecks at the end. I was riding around near the 6th car, and he got basically a top 15, so we've been around there, but it was a good race tonight, and I'm ready for tomorrow in the broadcast booth with you.
All right, so yeah, of course, Eli. What do we kind of expect in the broadcast booth for tomorrow night? What do we expect in the Cup race with this next gen's 50 laps at Watkins Glen?
A lot of based on tonight, it's gonna be a very, very close race, packed between everybody. Hopefully, no wheel hopping. I saw at the end a lot of wheel hopping going into the bus stop. I don't know if next gen cars would do that, but we'll see. It should be an entertaining race, and hopefully, mostly green.
All right. Well, of course, we'll see you, Eli, coming up in the broadcast booth with me for radio style tomorrow.
I'll see you then.
Final interview, Richard Cherry. Richard Cherry, this was just an up and down day overall for you guys. You finished with a DNF, unfortunately, as your points leader. You still exit as the points leader, but Ortega gains on both you and Cole Wilson. Of course, you had to start in the pit lane after connection issues. Got a couple of stage points out of it as well, though. But then, of course, you and Cole Wilson came together late in the race. Take me through what happened there to take you guys out of it.
Yeah, unfortunate there. We're not even 3 wide. I was just staying in the middle because Bryce was being really aggressive there, and yeah, I mean, he came up and wrecked me and himself too. Cole really just had one of those days where nothing goes like well. Also, probably I don't know what happened, but I don't know. I know him, so obviously was really mad at the beginning, but then kind of get it that people have bad days. So, yeah. It's very unfortunate, but at least got two stage points. So.
All right, so Richard, of course, you're still going to exit the points lead. You got 34 points over Cole Wilson. You can lock up the regular season championship in Kansas. Do you think that's a big possibility?
If I have a clean race, yes. But Cole Wilson is going to be really close too, and Justin and. Ortega, by the way, congratulations to Ortega, first win in this season. So, yeah.
All right, Richard. Well, of course, a nice job with the runs here tonight, and we'll see you in Kansas.
All right, thank you.
And that'll do it here tonight at Watkins Glen International. Man, what a race overall. Alexander Ortega, first career victory. I think it's being annoying. There we go. Okay. Anyways, that'll do it at the Glen. What a race, and we got another one coming up for you tomorrow night. The NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series live from the Watkins Glen International. That'll be such a fun one. So on behalf of all officials, team owners, commentators, drivers, everybody involved in making this league what it is, we'll see you tomorrow night for the Cup Series. So good night from the Glen.